body speaks to Toastmasters Level.
Alright. कितने आदमी थे? कितने आदमी थे? Do you remember?
Yes.
From which movie it is?
Surely.
Awesome.
Surely.
Okay.
Looks like every
आया आज रक्षाबंधन का त्योहार, भैया आज बांधूंगी राखी, राखी में बड़ा बहन का प्यार. So this is one of the poems which I learned during my school, and the reason I recollect, because of the teacher who taught with such a great vocal variety. You know, I went to catch fish. I caught these big fish. So by now you understood the topic that I am going to cover is about vocal variety and body language. I think you might have witnessed a lot of speeches, but there could have been a speech which you might remember now and you might remember forever. Do you remember any of those speeches and the kind of message that they have passed on?
Yes, I do.
Please share.
I remember that when in my previous organization, for promotion, we had to kind of pass something called empty assessment. And I think I've shared this with some of my team members and colleagues in the past. When I was about to go and give my interview, prior to that, my manager called me into her cabin and she said she shared some tips with me that I felt personally really helped me during my interview. Some of this I can use this platform and share it with everyone. She told me two things. One is whenever you are speaking, sometimes when you are nervous, your brain thinks faster and your rate of speech kind of doesn't match what your brain is trying to say. So do what is comfortable. Probably use your hand gestures to modulate your speech so that the other individual is able to understand. And the second thing she told me is whenever you go for an interview, try and dress up accordingly. Try and wear something warm or something full sleeves, because usually due to nervousness we get goosebumps, we feel cold. She said if you wear something warm, you will feel composed and use your gestures that will help you speak properly and also articulate yourself well. So this is what I remember, and I think the speech, I remember it till today, and I share it with anyone that if you all are ever going for interview, try this. It's a tested formula, it will work.
Such an impactful one. And folks, if at all the speech is so bland, without any variety, how long would you stay glued to that? Not really, right? And if at all the speaker is just standing at a single spot without any movement, or maybe without making proper visual or facial expressions, do you think that is going to add value? No. Okay. So today, I am going to talk about the importance of vocal variety and also body language. So, good afternoon and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Naveen Samala, presenting Level 1 Speech 3. So, first let us talk about vocal variety. You are promoted. Dude, you are promoted.
Thank you.
Which one is effective? I watched the movie. It was amazing. It was amazing, you know, which causes some sort of excitement. So, there are three elements of your speech: space, pitch, and the other one is volume. What is space? I'm going to share a secret. I'm going to share a secret. This is the difference. In terms of how speed or how slow you are speaking, it also matters, and it is going to create an impact to the listeners or your audience. When it comes to pitch, this is amazing. This is amazing. Loudness. Somebody might speak as loud as me. I don't need a mic. Somebody speaks so slowly. So these three are essential. And if at all we pay attention to these three things, we can be a great orators where people will recollect our speeches. That is one of the reasons why Martin Luther King's speech is still remembered by people, even after his assassination. I have a dream. That is what he starts, and he tries to emphasize that particular thing multiple times, connecting and reinforcing the message. So these are the things which I wanted to cover on the vocal part. Now it comes to the body language. I love you. I love you. Do you think body language matters?
Yes, definitely.
Because it is only 7% of what we speak is observed by people, but rest of 70% is within our body language. And what are the elements of body language? You have facial expression, you have gestures, and anything else? Movements. When I say movements, if you are occupying a stage this big, depending on the audience, if you have a huge podium wherein thousands of people are there, probably you can start here, spend some time, focus on this part of the audience, move forward, focus on this part of the audience, and again move forward, focus on this part of the audience. Going back to the gestures, right? Sometimes hand gestures, like when you're talking, again this also plays a critical role. And I was talking about a big fish versus a small fish. This is a kind of gesture. And what is the other one? Facial expression. Our voice and our facial expression should match. If you're delivering a good message, hey, you got a 5% increment. What 5% increment? The grin, the frowns, right, which you are going to use in your message, those also matters. So definitely there should be a match between your voice as well as your body language. So with that, I emphasize all of you to start focusing on adding variety to your voice, and at the same time make sure that your body language reflects the message that you want to convey. And with that, thank you and wish you all the best on your future speeches.